Hi, my name is Emma Shepard, and I'm going to talk a little bit today about the challenges and opportunities of online learning. First comes the challenges of the instructor. Oftentimes, the instructor can feel isolated with an inability to connect to the students in the same way that they would in a regular classroom. This can lead to feeling lonely or not the same type of social interaction that we would like to see. There can be technical glitches and connectivity issues, such as links not working in their Moodle or videos not loading, students not being able to get the resources that they need, which you wouldn't have in a traditional classroom. Extended screen time can lead to fatigue. This is like any desk job where you're looking at a computer all day. The blue light is not good for you. Communication, not being able to get a hold of students. Sometimes online learning isn't their top priority, so maybe they're not responding to their emails right away. And keeping students engaged and accountable when you're not actually there in person to teach it to them. The challenges of the learner can be motivation, especially those who are used to a more traditional classroom like they maybe did back in high school. Self-pacing and time management. You have to be really independent to be a successful online learner. Independence and problem solving by yourself. Again, sort of that autonomous approach to learning where you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder all the time. Communication, not being able to get a hold of the instructor, so that does work both ways. And then distractions at home. Sometimes maybe you don't have the proper environment to be able to learn the same way as you would in a classroom. So that brings us to challenge management. Some of the ways that you can combat these challenges are by taking frequent breaks and making sure to go outside. Ensuring that you have access to the right tools, such as internet connection and a good computer. This would be something that you'd want to do right away before you even start the class. Strong communication skills and keeping up with email, so that just everybody involved needs to make sure that they're putting in the work to make sure that they're trying their best to work on communicating even though they're not together in the same room. Making a schedule, I find this really helpful for me as well as a to-do list. Sometimes it's easy to just make it your side project when you're in an online class, and I think it's really good to make sure that it's actually a designated part of your day and you set goals for yourself. Removing any distractions and finding a good, consistent place to work. So working at a desk and not in your bed, and that goes for everybody involved. And then conversely, we have some advantages. Time flexibility to balance work, school, and life. You don't have to worry about getting there. There's a lot of time in your day that you can kind of just fit something in, maybe right before bed. Reduce time and money spent on commuting, so you're actually not paying for the bus or the gas to get there. Students, it will give you the skills. So after you do it for a while, you'll start to learn to be more independent and self-reliant, and you'll motivate yourself because you don't have other people to rely on motivating you. Increase digital literacy and virtual communication skills. This is extremely helpful in a job setting. Being very savvy with the computer and understanding that kind of digital communication is going to take you really far. And it also opens up the courses to a more global scale. So maybe if it's not something that you would be able to get to the school, you can actually take it right from home. And it does improve your writing skills. You're constantly writing emails. You're communicating more via writing than you would sort of verbally in a classroom. And that also prepares you for a digital work environment. And then I kind of laid out the examples here. It's supposed to be kind of like a glass half full, half empty diagram. So the way that you can look at the challenges and the benefits are by, say, in this first example, the glass half empty way of looking at it is that it's hard to stay motivated. But if you put sort of a positive spin on that, that means that you will become more self-disciplined. It's bad that you have connectivity issues, but it will improve your computer skills. You might feel isolated, but you'll save time and money on commuting. And the at-home distraction can be a problem, but you do have sort of the comfort and safety of being in your own home, and that can lead to less anxiety for people. So that's one way of looking at it. And then best practices, so just kind of ways to be successful in online learning, is to have the mindset going into an online course as the same as you would as a real class, which would be an in-person one. So still taking it just as seriously, giving it just as much of your time. Taking accountability and staying up to date on all of your assignments. That's just time management again. Build your online course into your daily schedule, like I mentioned before, and allot specific reoccurring times. So if you say you're going to do it an hour every Monday, that can be really helpful. Set up a distraction-free learning environment at home. Make sure you have a desk with your internet router and you always have a pen, and it'll make it more routine for you to go and sit at that desk, and that's when you're going to do your work. Participate beyond what is required. So when there's these sort of forums where you can talk to fellow students, it's important to use those and to make sure that you're communicating, even if that's not part of your grade. And to build relationships with students and teachers as best as you can, because you don't want to lose the networking opportunity just because you're not there in person. So in summary, online learning can be challenging, but the benefits are very clear. Adapting to the new culture of online learning and training yourself to treat it as equal importance to regular classes is going to be your best path to success. And the advantages can outweigh the challenges if you look at it as the glass half full, like I showed before. And ultimately, you get what you put in. The amount of effort that you give online learning is what you're going to get back from it. And then I just have some references here for you to take a look at. Thank you very much for your time.